Thank you very much, President Ian. That was short and sweet. Honorable Leslie Bassett, U.S. Embassy Chargé d'Affaires. When I first saw her, I said, what is Secretary Clinton doing here? Mr. H. Liman, Deputy Head of Mission, other USAID officials, Mr. John Owens, Chief of Party of the RBAP Microenterprises Access to Banking Services, Ms. Corazon Miller, Chairperson of the Rural Bankers Research and Development Foundation, my BSP colleague, Director Chuchi Funasher, colleagues in the rural banking sector, friends in the microfinance community, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is a pleasure for me to join this 15th year anniversary and awards night of the RBAP-MABS. This is indeed a joyous occasion to celebrate and highlight the many important contributions the MABS program has made in empowering rural banks to provide much-needed financial services to our countryside. Growth and prosperity in the countryside can be spurred by the development of local enterprises, especially micro, small, and medium enterprises. This is true all over our country, where approximately 99.6% of all our enterprises are MSMEs, which in turn employ 70% of our workforce. Rural banks play a strategic role in this backdrop. With over 2,500 offices, your institutions are best positioned to serve the needs of the countryside. Yet your strength does not rest on your broad geographical presence alone, but more importantly, on your deep understanding of the character, peculiarities, and needs of your clientele, as you are both culturally and geographically close to this sector. I am therefore happy that with the introduction of the MABS program supported by USAID, let's give USAID a big hand. The industry has taken the challenge of providing even more innovative and inclusive financial services through microfinance. With MABS, you have increased further the capacity of rural banks to deliver their products in a safe, sound, and sustainable manner. Starting with the introduction of microfinance best practices, the rural banking industry, now headed by Ian, has evolved and become host to many innovations in bringing sustainable financial services to its market. Through your experience with your partner banks, you have demonstrated the viability of the business of microfinance and the huge potential of the unserved market. We at the Banco Central have taken deliberate steps to ensure that such positive developments can take place. Our main approach has been, and will continue to be, to facilitate the delivery of commercially sustainable microfinance products and services through supportive and enabling policy, regulation, and capacity building. We studied the success of microfinance around the world and set in place regulations that recognize and accept best practices such as using group support or liability arrangements, cash flow-based lending, and high-frequency amortizations, among others. We also liberalized entry into the banking system, which became an ideal vehicle for microfinance NGOs that wanted to transform themselves into formal financial institutions. We have also since then liberalized branching regulations, allowed for the establishment of micro branching offices, and paved the way for innovations. While we allowed for these innovations in the banking system, we instituted prudent standards for the conduct of microfinance operations by prescribing the use of portfolio at risk to monitor and measure portfolio quality in the context of risk-based supervision. This approach has allowed bank supervisors to fully understand the risk profile of microfinance. We can say that MABS has been our partner in this journey, specifically in ensuring that our policies are responsive to the changing needs of the market. With your input, support, and partnership, we have created space for innovations and products and delivery channels. Microfinance today is a far cry from what it was in 1997. Products are no longer simply loans for micro-enterprises, but a wide range of products, including micro-deposits, micro-insurance, micro-agri, housing microfinance, and most recently, Microfinance Plus for growing enterprises. Delivery mechanisms are no longer through group disbursements, but can be made through simple text messages powered by electronic money. We provided the policy space. You made full use of the opportunity. MABS banks have indeed been in the forefront of keeping in step with the dynamism that has characterized this industry in the last 15 years. Because of all these, our country has been distinguished worldwide as having the best policy and regulatory framework for microfinance in the world. That's according to the Economist Intelligence Unit. This recognition is for all of us. But aside from the citations, we feel that the most important figures are the 4 million Filipino families that you have touched, where the RBAP-MABS program has cumulatively disbursed more than 41 billion pesos to micro-entrepreneurs through the years. This is not an easy feat, and one that is only possible with committed cooperation of different parties. In this regard, I would like once again to take this opportunity to acknowledge the vision and foresight of USAID for supporting this program for more than 15 years. This demonstrates the kind of public-private partnerships that our current administration would like to see. A sincere and credible effort for economic and social progress that is backed by private sector resources and proper government oversight. You have already established the groundwork in institutionalizing the dynamic approach to the delivery of much-needed financial services to the unserved market. This is in line with the Bangko Central's larger goal of building an inclusive financial system, one where everyone will have access to financial services that they need. We have cooperated in allowing microfinance to flourish in a sound and sustainable manner. We look forward to more cooperation and collaboration in the attainment of true financial inclusion in our country. In the future, I believe that your industry shall remain to be steadfast partners of the government in rural development. And with microfinance evolving in ways that we cannot predict, rural banks will also continue to be major players in the development of microfinance services. Here's to 15 years worth of good work. We're looking forward to much more in the next 15 years. Thank you and good evening.